Good morning, hello. My name is Dana and I'm pleased to be teaching some classes for Breathe Together Yoga. My background is in Iyengar. I moved from Iyengar after about 7 years into Ashtanga. Very different forms of yoga, but I think what I've taken away from that is that there is space and there's opportunity, and when you want to try something new, I think it's important to go for it, and there are opportunities out there to try to practice yoga of many different sorts that feed you in the moment that you happen to be in. Today I'm going to do a low flow for about an hour, and we're going to be using a block, so while I'm talking feel free to get yourself a block or a book. I find that when we use a block, especially in some of the things I'm going to be doing this morning, it really helps you zero in on the alignment of your body, and also it's really a crazy way to get into your core. And as my students know, and hopefully they appreciate, I love core. So get yourself a block or a book and come and sit down, join me. One of the things that I always tell my students before class, one is we talk a little bit about what's going on in the world, and because we're all pretty much having a communal experience, and in that communal experience there are similarities, and there oftentimes are things that we might want to share or hear about, but we might be afraid to voice. And it's a little bit different in this type of a situation where I can't hear you, but I will do my best to try and, when I am speak about something that's relevant, one, to yoga, but show how yoga is something that we don't just practice on the mat, and it is not just the third limb of yoga, which is asana. Yoga is an all-over experience. It goes through all of the sheaths, all of the koshas of the body. Yoga touches our minds, it touches our spirit, it touches our body, so intellect, spirit, all of it. But how it touches you depends on you. So the important thing, as I was going back to talking about my students, we want to make sure that when we come into class, that we are here in class. We do our best. And the way to bring ourselves back into this moment is, one, through the feeling body, and two, through our breath. So be here now. Enjoy the journey. The one thing that I want you to remember in all the classes that you either watch or you go and take is to be mindful of how you do feel today, how you do feel right now. Nothing in yoga should hurt you. So if you're doing something that causes any type of pain, pull back. Pain is a no-go. That's a game changer. We stop. You might be it might be a little bit uncomfortable because you might be stretching yourself a little bit more deeply or in a way that you haven't before. But again, you have to go back to your breath and how you are feeling, and be honest. Be honest. Honor yourself. And when you honor yourself, you're going to be honoring me and the rest of the teachers. Okay? So, hopefully you've got your blocks. Again, my name is Dana. And for the next hour, we're going to do a bit of a low flow. We're going to, I don't know, hopefully discover some things about how we're feeling right now. So comfortable seat, you can move the flesh away from the sits bones, and as you root down, lengthen up through the side body, place your hands on your thighs. I like to have the palms facing up, back of the neck is long, and feel free to close your eyes. And with your eyes closed, soften the space between the brows. Soften the inner corner of the eye. Let those lids smooth over the eyes. Relax in the outer corner of the eye. Relaxing the skin over the cheekbones, around the area of the ear and jaw, softening the throat. The tip of the tongue is resting behind the upper teeth at the hard palate. The root is plump. Relax the shoulders and lift the chest, broadening the collarbones. And again, as you root down, continue to lift up all the way through the crown of the head. In yoga, we're always moving in opposite directions. And begin to follow your breath. Feeling the breath move in through the softened nostrils, through the softened throat, expanding the chest, the front chest, side chest, back. And as you exhale, just feel it move with ease out through the softened throat, through the softened nostrils. And continue to follow the breath. Filling the chest, filling the belly with that inhalation. When you're ready to exhale, just let it go. Let yourself melt into the shape of you. This body that you brought to your mat this morning. And go ahead, lick your lips and swallow. Lick your lips in the other direction and swallow. Open the mouth up wide. Relax. Open up again. Relax. One more time, open up. Relax. Good, on your next exhalation, drop the chin to the chest. And with the chin dropped, just feel some more length of the cervical spine. Drawing the tips of the shoulder blades down the back body. And the sacrum's drawing forward. Don't let the butt shoot backward. Draw it forward so you feel more length to the lower back. Throat is soft. Chest is broad. Throat is soft. Inhale, take the chin up. Again, tips of the shoulder blades are drawing down, elbows are drawing down. As you root down through the sits bones, chest stays broad. And exhale, chin to the chest. Again, inhale, chin up. And exhale, chin to the chest. And inhale, chin up. And exhaling, chin to the chest. Inhaling, chin up. And last time, exhaling, chin to the chest. This time we're going to inhale the left ear up. And exhale, chin along the collarbones to the midline. And now inhale, the right ear up. And exhale, chin along the collarbones to the midline. Go back to that first side, inhaling the ear up. And exhaling, chin down. And inhaling, ear up. And exhaling. Again, inhaling, ear up. And exhaling. One more time, second side, inhaling, the ear up. And exhaling. Inhale, chin into the neutral position. Feel free to open your eyes if you want or keep them closed. We're just going to go do a profile shot now. So exhale, profile over the left shoulder. And inhale through center. And exhale, profile over the right shoulder. And inhaling. Exhaling. And inhaling. Exhaling. And inhaling. Last time, exhaling. And inhaling. Exhaling. And inhaling. Well done. Place your left hand, or pardon me, right hand down, right, or left hand to the ear, and draw the left shoulder and the left ear together. Maybe you lift the right arm and move it however you wish so that you can get some more length through this right side. Opening the chest. And just move into the feeling. How does this feel? And release. We're going to switch sides. I know a lot of us obviously carry our attention through our necks and shoulders. And right now, Lord knows, plenty of things to stress us out. So take a moment to work this softly, lovingly, appreciating where you are, understanding that we all are stressed out. So we need to try to bring ourselves back into a place of calm. And when our bodies feel a little bit more lubricated through movement, that often helps us move forward. So bring your hands to your sides, shrug the shoulders up, and let them drop straight down. Shrug them up and drop. Up and drop. Up and drop. Up and drop. Now we're going to rotate. So one shoulder forward, the other one back. So you're going to shrug them up and bring one forward, one back. Up, back and forward. Up, you get it. Just move with your breath so that it feels kind of good. Lengthening the side body, bringing those shoulders up, letting them drop down. Good, one more time each side. Good. Now bring the shoulders up, roll them back. Inhale them up, exhale them down and back. Inhale them up, exhale down and back. One more time, inhale them up, exhale down and back. We're going to change directions. Inhale them up, exhale forward and down. Inhale up, exhale forward and down. Inhale up, exhaling one last time, inhaling and exhaling. Nice. Shake it out. Very good. If you need to change the cross of your leg, opposite in front or on top, go ahead and change. We're going to do a little lateral movement now. So place your right hand down. Inhale, take the left overhead, palm faces down, root down through that left sits bone, and lift up off the hip girdle. So you're not dumping down to move to the side. You're rooting down, lifting up, and then moving to the side, trying to gain more length off of this left hip. So here we go. Open the chest up. Your gaze can be up. Your chin slightly tucks. The back of the neck is long. It's much more comfortable for the neck that way. Pushing the right hand down into the mat to help you get a little bit taller. And then place that hand down and switch sides. Left hand's down, push that right sits bone into the mat, open the chest up, lifting up off of that right hip to lengthen the body even more as you reach the right arm overhead. Maybe your gaze is up at the sky. Maybe you're smiling, I hope so. And then place that hand down, and now we're going to pulse it. So take the left arm overhead and pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place that hand down, switching sides, and pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place that hand down. Well done, everybody. Interlace your fingers behind your back. I will show you. So, fingers are interlaced. Bring the backs of the hands toward the ground. Shoulders down. Inhale, looking up, draw the shoulder blades together and take the hands off the back body. Off, 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 off. Keeping the chest broad. You can tuck the chin, let the head go. Shoulder blades coming toward the spine here. And then release. And I could have sworn I turned my fireplace off. It is cold in Carmel. I did, but it's still on. Well, that's a mystery. Oh, there we go. Perfect. All right, so getting back to it. Place your hands on your thighs, and we're going to do now some forward and backward movements, like as if you were doing your cat and cow. So it's going to be an inhale, taking the chin forward, chest forward. Exhale, curving and rounding spine back. So inhale, chest and chin forward. Exhaling, curving and rounding. Inhaling and exhaling. Again, inhaling and exhaling. And inhaling and exhaling. One more time. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Come back through center. So now we're going to add a lateral movement, and then we're going to knit it all together to do these big organic circles. So with your hands on your thighs, you're going to take your rib cage and you're going to move it over to the left. So rib cage over to the left, come back through center. Over to the right, back to center. To the left, center. Right, center. Just go with the feeling. Center, opposite, center, center, center. One more time each side. Right side, center. Good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring those four directions together mindfully. So you're going to actually hit each one of those points. You're going to go to the front, to the side, to the back, to the side. All right? So you're going to inhale, move to the side, take it back, opposite, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side, forward. One more time. Side, back, side, forward. All right. Now we're going to change direction. So forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side. Come back through center. You might need to shake out the feet just a little bit, shake out the legs. Go ahead, rotate those feet. Next, we're going to bring that together, but in a more fluid motion, now that we should be reasonably warmed up for those rotations. So here we go. Place your hands on your thighs, and as you exhale, drop your bodies forward. Inhale, bring it up. Exhaling forward. Inhaling up. Exhaling. Inhaling up. Just let your head drop. Feel the full expression of these circles. Pressing your hands into your legs to help brace your forward motion. Inhaling up. But feel the freedom. Feel like you're a piece of spaghetti, cooked spaghetti, and you're just being kind of flung around. But with some mindfulness, you're rooting through the sits bones, and you're enjoying the action. Good. Good. Next time you come back up, you're going to change the direction of those circles. So exhaling forward, inhaling up. Exhaling forward, inhaling up. Just follow your breath. Let yourselves go. Two more circles just like that. And come back through center. Oh, just see how you feel. Maybe you need to have your eyes open now. Let the world stop spinning. But it's so beautiful. Wake up and we're tight. Everything is tight when we wake up in the morning. And we need to do these subtle movements, making the subtle a little bit broader and broader so that we can start to wake up the fascia and lubricate it so that we can become more mobile and more protected in our actions, because we're slowly but surely becoming, it's like the oil for the Tin Man. We want to make sure that everything is working properly. And the first thing we need to do is stretch our bodies. Okay, keeping that in mind, go ahead and grab for your block or your book. And we're going to do some action through the feet. But I would like you to use your block just because it's going to turn your feet work into a little bit more core work as well. So you can place your hands down. So you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to lift my feet off the ground. If you need to have your hands down to find your point of balance, go for it to keep your point of balance, that's fine. If you can do it without, even better, in that it gets into the core a little bit more. And maybe you just like do a couple fingers. See how you can do this, engaging the core. All we're going to do is circle the ankles. So you're going to circle the ankles. If your hands are down, it's a bit less work on the core. Depends how you feel. As my students know, I love core. But while we're here, remember, don't just curve and round and get sort of lazy here. We're always trying to find length. So as you root down through those sits bones, lift up off the head of the hip girdle so that you're lengthening the spine. Bring those knees in. Fingertips can be down. Palms can be down. But circle the ankles as you press your thighs into the block, and circle the ankles in the other direction. Good job. We're going to come down onto our backs. Continue to press into the block. Arms can be into a T. Press into the block and bring the knees toward the chest. Let's go ahead and flex our feet here. Then you're going to drop your knees over to the elbow. But when you drop the knees over to the elbow, don't let them drop to the ground. So again, this is going to be core work. We're going to hold ourselves above the ground near to the elbow. And you're going to hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep pressing the block. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees into the chest. As you exhale, bring your head and shoulders up off the mat. And then head and shoulders back. And take the knees over to the other side. But remember, don't let the knees touch the ground. Knees are close up to the elbow. Pulling the belly button to the spine. And you're going to hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep pressing the block. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring the knees back into the chest as you exhale. Head and shoulders up toward the knees. And then head and shoulders back. We're going to stir the pot, and as you stir the pot, meaning these two knees are like 2 spoons, you're going to press into the block. Arms can still be into a T, or to make it more challenging, you can go ahead and cross the arms over the chest in easy resting position. But stir the pot. Big spoons, big circles. controlling the action by using your core. Keep pressing into the block. And change direction. Good. All right. Now, because we can, and I love this action, you're going to do your best. I'll demonstrate it first. We're going to rock up into our Ardha Navasana using, obviously, the block in between our thighs. So as you sweep your hands forward, pull the belly button to the spine, start to bring yourselves up, push into the block, reaching like you've got the energy going right through your feet, coming into your Ardha Navasana. Shall we do that again? Oh, I think we should. So go ahead, roll yourself back down, bring your knees into your chest, arms overhead, and we're going to sweep our arms forward as if your hands are going to be connected to your feet, but your feet are going to start moving away because they don't want your hands to touch them, and you're going to roll yourselves up into your Ardha Navasana, pressing into the block. All right, let's go back down again. And let's go back up again with grace and control. Again, let's take it back down. Knees into the chest, arms overhead, and let's sweep those hands toward the feet as we move those feet away, and then bring the knees closer to us. How'd you do? Super fun, huh? All right, back down we go one more time. Arms overhead, and go ahead, sweep those hands toward the feet, rolling up, Ardha Navasana. Good, we're going to pulse those knees towards us for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely, good job. I'm going to take my sweater off now, so one moment. Give yourselves a little break while I take that off. Okay, now continuing with the block, we're going to put the block between our feet this time. So again, I'll demonstrate. With the feet hip distance apart, obviously because you've got the block there, what's going to help with this next bit of core work is that we have our driste on our toes. So we want to make sure not to drop the block or the book. So reach the arms overhead. The block is in between our feet. We're going to lift the legs up. We're going to reach for the block. Take the block overhead. We're going to bring the block up. And as our feet are moving away with the block in between our feet, we're going to roll up and watch that. And then we're going to bring the block back. Watch the block. Put the block in the feet. Watch the block. Bring the block up. Watch that block going overhead till it disappears. Put the block between the feet. You get it. Feel free to join me. Watch that block. You see we get the core here. And it's kind of fun. We keep our alignment. Hold on to the block with the feet. Watch the block move away. Bring the block back up. Block overhead. One more time. Block between the feet. Watch that block move away. Bring the block up. Block overhead. Leave the block overhead. And now walk your stretch. Walk your Supta Urdhva Hastasana. Ah, very nice. Now we're going to go ahead, bend the knees, and just let the knees fall over to the right side. Reach the arms overhead. Stretching that left side body, trying to bring that left knee closer toward the ground. Maybe you place your right hand on the hip and draw it away from these left floating ribs, lengthening this left side body. my block. Now interlace the fingers behind the occiput and tent the fingers up, press the elbows into the mat, and as you exhale, pump it up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Head and shoulders back. Bring the knees up, bring the knees into the chest, and as you exhale, head and shoulders up off the mat. And now head and shoulders back, plant the feet, and drop the knees over to the other side. Take some time just to enjoy the feeling, the sensation of gravity being your friend, drawing the knees, particularly the upper knee, down toward the ground. Maybe you stretch the right arm overhead, maybe the left hand comes to the hip to try to gain a little bit more space on this right side body. Breathing deeply, chest is broad here. Good, and then interlace opposite finger on top, tent the fingers up, press the elbows into the mat, and as you exhale, up you go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Head and shoulders back. Bring the knees into the chest. Without using your hands, 2 spoons, stir the pot. And now stir the pot in the other direction. And because we can, and we have done this earlier, reach the arms overhead and then sweep the hands to the side body toward those feet, coming up into your Ardha Navasana again. From your Ardha Navasana, inhale, take the arms up, and as you exhale, twist, extending the opposite leg. Inhale, take the arms up, and exhale, twist. And inhaling, and exhaling, twisting. Inhaling, and exhaling, twisting. Inhaling, and exhaling, and inhaling up, exhale, twisting, inhaling up, exhale, twisting, inhaling up, exhale, twisting. Last time, inhaling up, exhale, twisting, inhaling up, cross the ankles and come forward into your table position. Spread the fingers like starfish, toes are tucked under, shoulders toward the hips. And as you exhale, curve and round, take the spine up to the sky. And inhale, belly drops, head, tail, and shoulders come up. Again, exhaling, curving and rounding. And inhaling. Last time, exhaling, curving and rounding. Push those hands down and forward, spine up to the sky, throat is soft. And inhaling. As you exhale, look over the right shoulder, right hip forward. Inhale through center. And as you exhale, left shoulder, left hip together. Inhale through center. So now that we're in our table position, we're going to go back to some of those organic hip circles. So hands can be forward slightly, and your knees, if you want them wide, that's fine. Wider than hip, that's totally fine. Go ahead and circle the hips. So we did circles earlier, more with our hips planted onto the mat and our upper body moving. And now we're really getting into the lower body hip area, hip flexors, quads, hamstrings, glutes, groins. Oh my goodness. And then change direction of those circles. And 2 more circles just like that. Let's go into child's pose. Forehead on the ground, hands by your feet. Make fists with the hands and rotate through the wrists. Trying to get those heels and hips, the glutes together. So you're getting some length through this lower back.
Good. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Draw the arms overhead. And come up onto the top of the head. Good. Bring the hips and heels down. We're going to thread the needle. So go ahead and take the left arm underneath the right. Walk that left hand farther over to the right, and the right fingertip reach forward. Press the left shoulder into the mat as you bring the hips back. So as I said earlier, in yoga we're always moving in opposite directions. So even the simplest thing of me reaching my hand forward, I'm taking my hips back, so I'm not coming forward, but I want to get more length through the body. And while I'm getting this extension here, I'm twisting, pressing down to that left shoulder, looking up underneath my right armpit. Good. Make a fist with that left hand, draw it towards your face. Palm open, fist to the face. Palm open, fist to the face. Palm open, one more time, fist to the face. Palm open, walk that hand farther to the right as you drag the shoulder to the left. Should be a nice opening between the shoulder blade and the spine there. Inhale through center, and we're going to switch sides. So right arm underneath, press the right shoulder down, walk the left fingertips as far forward as you can, hips reaching back, pressing the shoulder into the mat, looking up underneath the left armpit, and then make a fist, draw it towards your face, and then palm open, fist to the face, palm open, fist to the face, palm open. One more time, fist to the face, palm open. Now walk that hand farther to the left as you drag the shoulder to the right. Good. Inhale through center. We're going to come back up into our table. But as you can see in my table right now, my hands are forward of my shoulders. So make sure your hands are forward of your shoulders now, and the toes are tucked under. We're going to do some mini cat bows. So your full cat bow is here. All right? Well, we're going to do some little baby ones. We're just going to bend the elbows part way. Inhale it up. Exhale, take it back, forehead on the ground into puppy. Inhale it up, mini cat bow. Inhale up. Exhale, take it back. And while you do this, remember, elbows are moving straight back. They're like railroad tracks. No elbows out, just railroad tracks. So exhale, chest, chin forward, elbows in, hugging the side body, inhaling up. Exhale, take it back, forehead on the ground. Again, inhale up. Exhale, chest, chin forward. From this particular position, press the hands down and forward, but slightly spin them outward. So you feel like this external rotation through the wrist. All right? And then lift the knees up off the ground just a couple inches. As you push the hands forward, press into the toes, reach the tail toward the wall behind you. Hold it here. Sneaky way to get some more core and pull the belly button to the spine. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down, full child's pose, forehead on the ground. Make fists with those hands, rotate through the wrists. Rotate the wrists in the other direction. Interlace the fingers again behind the back, draw the shoulder blades together, arms off the back body. And now take the hands over to the right side, opening up that left shoulder. And bring it back through center. And switch it to the other side. And bring it back to center. Reach the hands forward, come back up into your table position. So again, bring the hands one hand's distance from your normal position, and we're going to go into a full cat bow. So your full cat bow is a baby step to getting into your chaturanga. So you should try to have the best integrity you can with moving bending the elbows and keeping the arms reaching straight back, like I mentioned before, like railroad tracks. And be mindful of where your driste is, your gaze. We don't want to look down because we don't want a cat bow here. We want to get extension. In yoga, we're trying usually to get longer. So as you exhale, bring your chest and chin way forward. Then inhale it up. Exhale, take it back, forehead to the ground. Again, inhaling up. Exhale, chest way forward. Butt stays up. Inhaling up. Exhale, take it back. Again, inhaling up. Exhale, chest chin way forward. Inhaling up. Exhale, take it back. One more time. And work from the hara. Work from your core. Inhaling up. Exhale, chest chin forward. Good. From here, lift the knees up off the ground and hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Tops of the feet on the mat. Roll the shoulders back. Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhaling down, let the shoulders shrug toward the ground. And roll them up. Again, Bhujangasana. And exhaling down, let the shoulders shrug toward the ground. And then roll them up. Lifting, drawing the sacrum toward the heels. Lengthening the front body up toward the chin as much as you can. Elbows are in. And exhale all the way down. One more time. Lifting it up. And exhaling it down. So now we're going to do another twist. Let me move my bell. You're going to extend the right arm long, coming right out of the shoulder socket. And as you're doing this, if it doesn't feel good, then bring your arm down. If it doesn't feel like it's enough, you can take the arm up. But palm faces down, right cheek down, turn and twist open, taking that left foot behind you. If you need, you might need to put a block underneath your head because you don't want your head hanging. So either the ear down, you can also make a fist, place your ear on your fist as we open up the hip, open up the shoulder. Just stay here and breathe. If you'd like to add a little bit of inner leg work here, make sure that the left hand is planted in front of the chest, the right foot is flexed, and you're going to lift the right leg off the ground for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place it down. We're going to come back through center. You stack your hands, bend the knees, and just circle the feet. Circle the legs. And circle the legs in the other direction. And we're going to move to the second side. So extend the left arm long and open it up, and depending upon how that feels on the shoulder, if it's too much, then you need to bring the hand closer down toward the glutes. Only you know how you feel, and I'm not there to see you, so please be careful here. Anyway, so breathing, opening up that left shoulder, right foot is planted, knee is bent. If you'd like to do a little bit more in this particular position, flex the left foot, and you're going to lift the left leg off the ground for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Come back through center. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck the toes under, press the hands down and forward, lifting up, going back to your puppy pose. From your puppy pose, we're going to go ahead and we're going to measure off. So bring your elbows down, and when you measure off, actually hold on to the outer edges of the arms. This is not measuring off. We want to measure off here. We're going to go into our dolphin pose. So after you let go, bring the hands forward. In this position, you have internal rotation at the wrist, external at the bicep. Fingers are spread like starfish. tuck the toes under, and lift the hips up off the ground. So in your dolphin pose, the head does not touch the ground. So press the elbows down, shoulders to the outer side body. You can shake the head in the no direction and in the yes direction. They keep pressing the elbows down, shoulders up toward the hips, fingers are spread. And imagine that you've got a block in between your legs. As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, let's just grab our blocks. Place it in between the upper thigh. Again, measure off. Hands forward, internal rotation of the wrist, external of the bicep. Lift the knees up off the ground and press into the block. Press into the block and move the block to the wall behind you. As you do that, you're pressing the elbows down. Fingers are spread. Shoulders are moving up toward the hips. Heels are reaching down toward the ground. Press into that block. That adds a whole new layer of discovery. And that's what yoga is. We are here discovering ourselves every moment that we are on the mat. And as I said earlier, yoga is not just done on the mat. The more that we're mindful and aware of the moment that we're in, the more opportunity we have to learn. So it's always discovery time. Bring the knees to the ground and just do a little child's pose, resting. Because you know, I'm going to turn this into a little bit of core work. So prepare yourselves. Breathing into the back body, letting yourselves completely relax here. Taking advantage of the moment. Not necessarily worrying about any future moments, although I did warn you. So come forward. Again, measure off. It's important for the stability and integrity of your shoulders to measure off. Hands forward, internal rotation of the wrist, external of the bicep. Tuck the toes under, lift it back up into your dolphin, press into the block. You're going to walk your feet back, so we're going to come into our mega plank, our elbow plank. So, very active legs, heels are reaching back, sacrum's coming forward, belly button to the spine, pressing the hands down and forward, elbows down and forward, as we hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, shoulders to the outer side body, 5, 4, 3, hugging, pushing into the block, 2, and 1. Bring the knees down. Again, go back into your child's pose. Well done, people. Hands underneath the shoulders. Remove the block. And we're going to go ahead from our table position, sweep the right foot forward. With the right foot forward, drop the hips. Maybe you come up, bringing your hands onto your thighs. Untuck the back toes, drop the hips. Drawing the sacrum forward, yet down. And as that sacrum moves down, feel the spine growing up. Relax the shoulders. Bring the hands down. Take the hips back, toes to the sky. Chest stays nice and broad here. As you're drawing the hip back, or the head of the femur bone back, imagine pushing the heel forward. So again, always moving in opposite directions. And then bring the foot down, arms up. And as you exhale, bring the hands down, hips back, toes to the ceiling. And inhaling, arms up. And exhaling, hands land, toes to the sky, hips back. Again, inhale, take it up. And exhale, hands land, hips back, toes up. We're going to add a twist here. So, arms up. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart center and bring the left elbow onto the right thigh. Elbows are stacked, so we don't want to crunch down like this. All right? So palms are parallel to the ground, elbows stacked, lift the chest up. All right? And try to bring these lower left ribs closer to the inner right thigh. Your gaze can be up, but tuck the chin slightly so there's no strain of the neck. And then tuck the back toes under and lift the knee up off the ground. As you extend through the back heel, lift the chest up even more. Again, trying to diminish the space between the lower ribs on the left side and the inner right thigh. Good. Hopefully you're smiling. Then bring the hands down, bring the knee down. Go back to your table. Exhale, curving round spine up to the sky. Inhale, belly drops, head, tail, and shoulders come up. As you exhale, look over the left shoulder, left hip forward. Inhale through center. And as you exhale, switch sides. Inhale through center. So now we're going to move to the second side. So go ahead and bring the left foot forward. Top of the foot on the mat. And just settle in here. Feel the hips dropping down, sacrum slightly forward, but as that sacrum also roots down, lengthen the trunk even more, shoulders stacked over the hips. Feel the stretch through the groins. And breathe. Discover. Enjoy. Feel the joy. Inhale, take the arms up. And as you exhale, bring the hands down, hips back, toes to the ceiling. So drawing the head of the left femur bone back, rooting, reaching the heel forward, reaching the chest forward while the hips are moving back. And then plant the foot, drop the hips, arms up. And exhale, hands land, hips back, toes to the sky. Again, drop the hips, inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands land, hips back, toes to the sky. Again, drop the hips, hands up, low lunge. And hands land, hips back, toes to the sky. One more time, and then we're going to go into the twist. So arms up, hands land, hips back, and plant the foot. Bring the hands to the heart center. So this time the right elbow on the left thigh, palms are parallel, elbows stacked, working to bring these lower right ribs closer to the inner left thigh. Lift the chest up, shoulders away from the ears. Twisting, breathing, shoulders moving away. So they're not shrugged up toward the ears. They're drawing away. Chest is open and broad. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the knee up off the ground. Maybe you can lift the chest up so that the thumbs are in line with the sternum. Pavrita Parshva. Feel the full expression of this beautiful pose. How does it feel to you now, today? Good. Bring the hands down, bring the back knee down, step back to your table. Exhale, curve and round spine up to the sky. Inhale, belly drops, head, tail, and shoulders come up. As you exhale, look over the right shoulder, right hip forward. Inhale through center. And as you exhale, switching sides. Inhale through center. We're going to cross our ankles, sit back on our bottoms. Do one more twist before we go into our Shavasana. So bring the knees into the chest, arms into a T, and go ahead. We're going to go back into that first twist that we did, but this time feel free to let your knees land. So knees up toward the right elbow, Soften the belly, let the left shoulder be planted on the ground. If the shoulder is up, then take your block, place it under the knee so that as the knees come up, you can draw the shoulder down. Whatever works for you. If you'd like to go a little bit farther, you can go ahead and extend this top leg long. Maybe you hold on to the outer edge of the foot. And maybe while you're here, if you happen to have the leg extended, hugging the quad to the bone, drawing this hip away from the floating ribs. So again, we get some more of that length that we discussed earlier in class. If you'd like to go a little bit farther than even this, you can grab for the opposite foot and draw that knee down so that foot leg is sort of in a little bit more of a pinwheel position. Whatever works and wherever you can possibly breathe with the same amount of ease, even if you're ratcheting it up, you want to be able to come back to a deep, calm breath. And throat stays soft, relaxing and melting into the mat. Whatever position you're in, go ahead and unwind, unwrap. Bring your knees into your chest, take your knees wide, and then as you exhale, bring your head and shoulders up off the mat. And then bring your head and shoulders back to the mat, and knees together. We're going to go to the second side. So I'm going to move over a little bit here. So take your knees over to the elbow. Feel free to let them drop onto the ground. And again, if this shoulder comes way up, you can place a block underneath the knee so that you can allow the shoulder to come down to the ground. And relax. Just let the earth have you. Allow yourself to melt in your twist. And whatever modification you did on the first side, feel free to give it a shot here. It may feel completely different on this side. We are different on both sides. So up to you. But again, as I said before, the breath is an indicator of the quality of your practice. And we want to have some consistency here. So we don't want to be breathing super fast when we're exerting and then just, absolutely the opposite when we're calm. We want to find a middle space and bring that calmness more into all of our practice. All of the efforting. So we need to bring the efforting down to match the breath. Just a couple more, 30 more seconds here. And then slowly unwinding. Bring your knees into your chest. As you exhale, bring your head and shoulders up off the mat. Bring your head and shoulders back to the mat. Place your hands on your thighs. Push your thighs away, but pull your thighs towards you. So releasing the lower back. Building up some tension here. Feet are relaxed. And then relax that. Hold on to your knees or your shins as you exhale. Bring your head and shoulders up off the mat again. Pull the knees closer into your forehead. Lift the sacrum off the ground, stretching the lower back. And And then head and shoulders back. Extend the left leg long, pierce in the ground with the left heel. Do the same with the right. Legs are very active here. Robot arms, press the elbows down, lift the shoulder blades up, roll them under. Release the hands, palms face up. Relax the legs. Shavasana. I'll call you back in a few minutes. Eyes are closed. Let yourself melt and soften into the earth. Begin to bring your awareness deeper into spaces of your bodies by deepening your breath, licking your lips and swallowing, and gently rock the head side to side. Begin to wiggle the fingers and toes, and reach the arms overhead, stretching long and tall from the tips of the fingers down to the palms of the toes. And then bring one knee into the chest, giving it a hug. Bring the other knee in, giving both knees a hug. Appreciating your bodies for the magnificent gifts that they are to you and that you are each one of us. Then let go of your knees and roll to your side. And while you're there with your eyes shut, think of 3 things you're grateful for today. And then keeping your eyes closed, press yourself up to a comfortable dynamic seat. Bring your hands together at your heart center in Anjali Mudra. We're going to share a breath, so exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. As you exhale, bring your hands back to your heart center. Bow your head, honoring yourself, your community, this tradition of yoga. Hands to the brow, signifying right thoughts. To the lips for right words. And in the heart for right actions. Namaste.